With interest rates climbing faster than Biden up a set of stairs, is now the perfect time to get a good deal on a new construction home? Let's find out. Before we get started, my name is Isaac Crace. I'm a third-generation realtor here in the Boise, Idaho area. So if you or anyone you know is thinking about making the move to the Boise, Idaho area, hit me up. Let's have a chat and see if Boise is going to be the right fit for you. My phone is ringing off the hook every single day with people just like you looking to make that move to the Boise, Idaho area, and I absolutely love helping out in any way I can, but in order for me to help you, you got to reach out first. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode because I have got a great one for you guys. I'm going to be talking about everything in relation to the new construction market, from should you build a home right now, is it a good time to build, to move-in ready homes, to what you should ask from a builder or look for if you do decide to purchase a home. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first is going to be price. With the increasing interest rates, buyers' purchasing power is getting lower and lower and lower, forcing builders to lower their asking prices to a more reasonable place where the market can support it. Depending on the builder's different strategies over the past couple years is going to determine how much how aggressive they're going to be with their price cuts. For instance, one of the largest production builders in the valley, Corey Barton or CBH Homes, in the last couple of years, he's only been building spec homes. So all of his sales that he has is building spec homes. So he has a ton of inventory. So he's going to be more aggressive with his price cuts than a lot of the other builders who are building more custom or semi-custom homes. For instance, with one of our other larger production builders in the area, Hubble Homes, they've been doing 50% spec and 50% semi-custom homes, which means only half their inventory is spec homes, which means that they can be a little less aggressive with their pricing because they can afford to have their homes sit on the market a little bit longer because they don't have as much inventory to clear out. And like I said, the reasoning behind this is because for one, Hubble, they were doing 50% spec homes and 50% semi or to be built homes. And what this kind of did is that since their inventory was half of that with CBH, if somebody wanted Hubble but didn't want to go through the whole build process, they had to pick up that 50%. So there was a smaller market of homes available, which created more of a demand for the spec homes that Hubble was building. So with the smaller inventory, Hubble can't afford to let their homes sit on the market a little bit longer, which is going to take us into the next section, but I'm going to recap this real quick. So if you're looking for larger, more frequent price cuts, I would recommend looking towards a builder who has been building more spec homes because they have larger inventory. They have a lot more inventory to get out, so they're more aggressive with their price cuts and they're cutting their prices more frequently than others might be. The next thing is going to be building your own home with a builder, either semi-custom or fully custom. And in this day and time, it's kind of an uncertain and uneasy one for a couple different reasons. Appraisal and interest rates. And I actually just talked with some of my clients about this the other day because they were asking because we couldn't find the house that they were looking at, a new construction house. So they're like, well, should we build? For those of you who don't know, any building process is you're going to be looking at about 8 to 12 months if you don't have any delays. With that being said, a lot can happen in that 8 to 12 months. For instance, when you start a build, you lock in the contract with the builder and that price is what you're going to agree on before the builder is going to start building. So by the time that 8 to 12 months comes by, if prices go down, you're going to have issues with appraisal, and either the builder's going to have to come down on the price or you're going to have to cough up more money to meet that minimum down payment requirement from your lender or to fill in the gap. There's a whole bunch of things that can go on with that, but pricing can be a huge issue because of that. Another thing, in that 8 to 12 months, at the rate that the interest rates are rising, maybe your purchasing power isn't going to be what it was when you signed that contract, and you could end up forfeiting your down payment or whatever you put in to lock in that house. So those are both bigger concerns. All in all, is now a great time to buy a new construction home? Well, if you're in the market for a home, I'm going to say, why wouldn't you buy a new construction home? For one, they are built to the newest build codes, newest standards. You have brand new everything in the house. You have brand new roof, brand new water heater, brand new everything. So you're not going to have any unexpected expenses come up. All of the homes, for the most part, are going to be built 2x6 construction because that is code in the area. Older homes, not necessarily. If you get a fully customized home, you might get lucky and get a 2x6 construction home. But for the most part, a lot of them are going to be 2x4. So homes are better built, better insulation, better materials for a little bit more money. So if you move into that home, you have peace of mind that you're not going to have any issues In addition to that, majority of the homes, if not all of them, new construction from builders have extensive warranties. So even if something does happen, whereas if you move into an older home, if something happens, you're on your own duking it out with the insurance company, and nobody wants to deal with that. Versus if you're in a new construction home and something bigger happens, most likely your builder's warranty is going to cover that. So if you're going to be looking to get into a new construction home, here is what I would advise to get the best possible deal. Larger builders like Corey Barton, Hubble Homes, Toll Brothers, they're going to have a list of quick move-in homes that they've finished, are ready to go, and they are more willing to haggle with you on it just to simply clear it out. For instance, I was just looking at one for my clients the other day. It was a Hubble Homes just over 2,000 square foot, and they had just dropped the price by $30,000 that week on a $438,000 home. So it was just over $408,000. I was talking with the agent, going and looking at the house, and they could even give 10 grand towards either closing cost, rate buy downs, which I would highly recommend, or whatever the buyer would need, which was a bonus. Another thing that builders are doing, which to keep an eye out, is look at different trim packages and what the builders are offering. Typically, none of the builders are going to offer back landscaping. This home was actually fully sodded, which isn't typical. Typically, they don't come with any rear landscaping, but builders are starting to throw in more and more and more to make it more appealing to newer buyers.